It is 6:15. So I think everybody so let's say something to everyone. So we want to talk real estate and say everything. Hey, Dylan, how are you? That's my baby. He's so sweet. So we are going to talk. Dylan, did you see my raccoon back there? Oh, it's not a raccoon. It's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. So it's my decorations with my little candles. It really should be switched so I don't have two silvers on the same side. But anyway, so we are talking real estate and particularly foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, and letting you know a few things about it. I'm going to get this other computer over here up and running so we can talk some real estate. I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips, as I like to call them, so that you can help yourselves as it relates to real estate. If foreclosures is an issue for you, then I want to help you there. So foreclosures is a big part of our business. Let me try this one more time. There it goes. So foreclosures, like I said, it's a big part of our business. So what we do here with KB Global Solutions or with our investment company, Rehoboth Investments, or acquisitions, Pearls Acquisitions and Investments. So we like to help people out of foreclosure, but you kind of have to be at the phase where we can help you. There does come a phase that, it's just beyond our help. I would have to refer you to an attorney that can probably do something to help you a little further as far as the laws, avoiding foreclosures, all that. I often say that anyone who knows me shouldn't go through a foreclosure. But if you know me and you don't let me know ahead of time that it's a struggle, you're like 2 months behind on paying the bills or something like that, then it's to a point that I probably am not the one for you, or I can't help you, would be the other thing too. So once we get to that point where I can't help you, then it's like, it's beyond me then, because once it's there, then I can't do nothing. It's like I said, it's beyond me. So it behooves us to make sure that we're upfront when it comes to being in the foreclosure process. So this evening, we are going to discuss ways to avoid foreclosures, how to avoid them completely. And of course, everyone knows the primary way is pay your monthly payment when it's due, on time or early. So you always want to make sure that that's always done, of course, is to pay it on time when it's due. And if you're not able to do that, then we want to evaluate our circumstances and see where we at, what are we lacking in, how can we come back around and maybe either make that payment up or meet those obligations. So that's pretty much the first easiest way to do it. We always want to be sure that we keep in contact with our mortgage company or the lender, whoever the lender is. It can be private lender, mortgage company, brokers, whatever. You just want to make sure that you stay in touch with them. Organizations that are out there that will help you with that payment. So it's not always something that's so hard to do. So we want to make sure that you let people know where you stand as far as your mortgage is concerned. Or your finances. If you lost your job and you know that you're not going to have another one in the next 30 to 60 days, go ahead and start the process. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you that there's not anything that they can do just yet as it relates to your payment, because most of the time they can't do anything until you are late. Now, they may make notes, and I would highly encourage that you make sure that they put a note in your file that you called to state that you foresee that happening, because maybe you were laid off on your job, closed, you're not relocating, or whatever the stance. You want to make sure that that's in the system that you called in advance, because if and when it does go to court, that is one topic you want to make sure that the judge knows. Sir, when I first found out that I was going to be laid off, I called and let the mortgage company know. That was my first obligation, that I was still trying to make this payment to them on time in your account. You want to be sure that they have that information. When it comes to stopping it, other ways to avoid it, rather, your primary ways to avoid foreclosure is by paying your mortgage, of course. Ways to stop it for pending foreclosures, it gets to a lot of more details as we get involved with it. But there are still yet ways to avoid foreclosures. So you want to, not avoid, but to stop foreclosures. So once you are late, depending on the state that you live in, there's a process that they go through, your less pending process. And that's just really where the mortgage company has notified and has intentionally filed a notice that you are late on your mortgage. So we call those, beginnings. Beginning scare tactics are when they start sending you letters. So by this time, you've already gotten quite a few letters in the mail, and you already know that you've been late. I mean, of course, you haven't paid the mortgage, so you know that you've been late with that mortgage payment and that it has not been sent in. So you want to make sure that during that process time is when you are letting the mortgage company know, or if the mortgage company know, you are making other arrangements. The one thing I don't like to see from my homeowners is that they just sit like it is not happening, or like it is going to go away, or like this isn't really happening to me. No, yeah, it's happening to you, and I need you to address it. I need you to pull your head out of the sand and let's address it. It is a true issue. It's a true problem that is affecting your family. You think you're stressed. If you have children, your kids are stressed because they see you're stressing. They know it. So don't just ignore it like it's not there. You're still stressing about it. Kids know you're stressing about it. Don't ignore it. Let's go ahead and address it while it's ahead of us. There are ways to get around it. Couple of reasons why people might face foreclosure. Sorry, my neighbor's taking his dog out in my yard, as a matter of fact. I just lost my train of thought. I'm trying to figure out why is he in my yard. Okay, so things you could do to avoid the foreclosure is contact the mortgage company, ask them how you can make up the payments. If they'll set up arrangements with you, make up those back payments, keeping you on the same schedule. That's if you want to stay in the home. I will tell you, if your head is out of the sand and you're willing to address the issues, then they are more willing to work with you. You have to be upfront and honest with them. It's not going to help you by not being upfront and honest with them. So you have to be upfront and honest with them and allow an opportunity for the foreclosure to either be modified, for them to set up some type of arrangements with you. I will let you know, in my experience, I've been a realtor for 18 years. On January 2nd this year. I got my license in 2000. And I've been working directly with foreclosure clients for the last 8 years because I do a lot of investors. So investors, will help people that are in foreclosure by purchasing their property, giving them some of their money equity back, and taking over the property, rehabbing it, selling it, and moving on to the next property. Really is what they do. But for the last 7 years, I've found maybe three clients who actually got their loans modified. So banks say they're going to try and modify it, but I don't find that happens often. More times than not, they don't modify it. So I seem to get more that are not getting modified. So that's just a tidbit, and that's just my experience. Definitely, by all means, if that's the route you want to take, then go that route and make sure that you do everything that you need to do to get your loan modified. Make sure a lot of lenders will agree to make up the back payments. So instead of modifying the loan, they'll allow you to set up arrangements to make those back payments. So that I've seen a lot. I don't see much of forgiving payments. Says if you see ways that you will be current after missing a payment or two, the lender might give you a break and waive your obligation. I'm not. Never seen the debt being waived. Now, I have seen it get put to the back of the loan, which in a sense is like a loan modification, but not so much. So sometimes they'll keep you at the same payments and put those late payments at the back of the loan. So you just start from where you're at now. So they're not forgiving those payments, but they're putting them at the back of the loan. I've honestly never seen anyone get their payments forgiven. They'll spread out the missed payments over a longer term, which is what I stated. They'll allow you to make payment arrangements. Change the terms of your loan, which is a loan modification. Don't get that too much. And it just says that if your loan is an adjustable loan, the lender might freeze the interest rate before it increases or change the interest rate to a more manageable rate for you. Very rarely, okay, they even tell you, very rarely does a lender make these modifications. This is called a note modification. So I don't see that much. That is the honest truth. So it says add the back payments to your loan balance. That's the one I was just saying. If you have equity in your loan, they may add it to the back of your loan. So I have seen that. And I've never seen them make a separate loan for you. So certain government loans, they say it contains provisions that let borrowers who meet specific criteria apply for another separate loan. So I've never seen that either. And again, this is just based on my experience for loans. Now, ways to stop a foreclosure. This is the important part. So when the lender files a notice of default, your options are limited. Once they have filed the notice of default, your options are limited. This is why it is better for you to call your lender before falling behind on your payments, because lenders are often reluctant to work out repayment schedules after the foreclosure proceedings have begun. So, like I said, let them know. Tell them up front. You will be given a certain time period to bring your payments current. Pay the cost of filing the foreclosure and stop the foreclosure. This is called your reinstatement of your loan. If you cannot make up the missed payments and the lender will not work with you, here are a few other options to stop foreclosure. You can sell your home. Get the market value, average days on market, and put your home on the market. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Putting your home on the market. I know their homes on the market, they want to get top value. They want to get the most that they can get for their house in its current condition, usually if they're in foreclosure. So let's chat. You're already in foreclosure, so you are in the process. It is going to be hard. Hear me. Hard, depending on your house, the condition of your house, to sell it for a top dollar the quickest, unless you are in a stellar market where the houses are moving fast, and they're not staying on the market long. Your house is in pristine condition. It is ready for the next owner to move right on in. We want you to be realistic in your pricing. There's nothing worse than having a house that you're in foreclosure with already in the process. They've already sent you your less pendants notice. Once that notice is filed with the courthouse, your clock is ticking, buddy. Tick, 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 tick. So we want to make sure that we are pricing the homes to sell, to move fast, get gone, done with. Save your credit. It's probably already messed up from having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 payments not made. So it's probably already messed up. But then on top of that, to have a foreclosure added, that is so much worse. So price the home to sell. Don't let an agent come in there and price your home too high. If you're not getting offers on that house in the first 2 weeks, it is too high. That's on any market, anywhere. If you're not getting prices, if you're not getting offers on the home in the first 2 weeks, it is too high. So make sure you price the home to sell. Investors are good buyers. They will buy your house 9 times out of 10. It's cash. It's a quick close. You may get some of your equity money out of it. If you don't get all of your equity out of that home, that is okay, because if it goes to those courtyard steps, you're getting none of your equity out of that home. So you want to make sure that you get the most you can for your money and allow yourself the opportunity to move on with your life. It's okay. It's okay. My niece is down there fussing. You hear? It's okay that you don't get every single dollar out of that house. Other things you can do is consider a short sale. So if your home is worth less than the amount you owe. So again, if your home is worth less than the amount you owe, then you can have a short sale. Most banks will approve a short sale. Some degree, they call it a short sale. I don't know why, because it takes forever. But if you get a short sale, that's even better, because that means you can still sell the house for less than you owe on it and avoid the foreclosure. But the sooner, the better you start any of these options, the better it is for you, better for your credit, everything. So you could do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So this is pretty much deeding the home back to the lender. So the homeowner gives the lender a properly prepared and notarized deed, and the lender forgives the mortgage, effectively canceling the foreclosure actions. This is not too common, but they do affect your credit the same way as having a foreclosure. So you can do a short-term rental. So you can rent it out to someone else. So the lender might also work an arrangement where a homeowner can remain in the home until finding a place to move into. Owners in default should negotiate the right to retain occupancy, arguing that if the lender followed through on the foreclosure, an owner would still enjoy the right of possession during that procedure. So we have a visitor coming in. And then your other option is that you can consider bankruptcy. So that's a legal action such as a bankruptcy, and that can stop closure actions on there. You're going to say hello, say hi. Look, you have to say hi. Okay, wait. So that can stop all legal actions such as a bankruptcy, or better yet, you consider bankruptcy, because that will stop all your legal actions on your filing. Sorry, guys. She is, stop. Auntie's recording. Look, we're recording, so stop. So yeah, those are the ways that you can avoid and or stop a foreclosure against you. So I hope this was informative, that you got some great information out of it. If you are in South Carolina or Georgia and you're needing help in the foreclosure process, don't hesitate to give us a ring or hit us up on our YouTube channel, and we will definitely message you back. You're going to say goodnight? Say goodnight. You going to say goodnight? She's like, it's still daytime, Auntie. I'm not going to sleep. Okay, you all have a good evening. All right, bye, guys. Really? Who you down there fussing with?